شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. I seek refuge against the rejected and the Satan. I bear witness that none deserve to be worshipped except for one supreme being alone, Allah the Almighty. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his messenger, our prophet, sent to all of humanity. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا والصلة والفضيلة وقوة مقام محمود الولي وعادة. O Allah, the founder of this most perfect and everlasting call to prayer, grant to Muhammad the means, the exalted steps that you have promised him. And may your exhortation be upon him, his family, and people all over the world. We say to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ramadan Mubarak. I think this is the 7th day of fasting, I think, right? Number 7? And this is, I think this is the first year, maybe, I don't know, at least that I recall, that the community, maybe globally, started on the same day. This is a miracle. I know we all started on the same day in the United States, but I think also globally. I mean, maybe by 8 hours different, you know what I'm saying? But we all had started on the same time. That's a big, powerful sign from Allah. I don't know if you can read it. Powerful sign from Allah. Don't look at your numbers. Look at your intention. Look at your heart. Because all matters are judged in Islam by the intention. We have in our Quran, inshallah, we will make some comments that will help us to be even stronger Muslims. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. O you who believe, fasting is prescribed to you as it was prescribed to those before you, so that you may learn God consciousness. So our month of fasting, you know, the Christians, they fast, the Jews fast, the Catholics fast 40 days called Lent. But our fast is different. Our fast is the perfected fast. You may not understand it. And it is the fast of nature. Whatever we do in Islam, following Muhammad the Prophet, you can trace it back to nature, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And our fast begins with the moon. And it begins what is known as the black moon. You know, meaning that you can't see the moon, but you know it's there. And so many hours thereafter, you start to fast. Okay? What you mean this is nature? We were in the black womb of our mothers. And you couldn't see us, but you knew we were there. Allahu Akbar. Yes. So I'm thankful for this religion that Muhammad the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought to our attention, and its naturalness in every way. You know, the moon, when you see it, when you can see it, it looks like the letter C. You know, I'm trying to do my fingers like this. We call it crescent, right? When you see a woman and she's pregnant, and you look at her from the side, it's the same C shape. The same shape. Alhamdulillah. And we do not eat in the daylight during our fast for these 30 days. We eat at night. Again, following the pattern of nature,
in the wombs of our mothers, we ate at night. We didn't eat in the daylight. Allahu Akbar. And in that womb of our mothers, we didn't eat Twinkies and Hostess cupcakes, none of that foolishness. and when iftar comes, the time to break the fast, we don't eat hot dogs and cakes. We drink water and eat 2 dates. That's how we start with it. Why? Because we ate natural in mother's womb, and out here we eat natural in Allah's womb. This whole universe really is a womb. Just as mother's body, stomach, did its best to give birth as a womb to our physical body, the entire universe is a womb to give birth to the human mind. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. So I'm trying to show you our religion, how natural it is, you know, and its meanings. And many people, I don't have to look at nature to get guidance. Where do you think mathematics came from? Mathematics come from somebody looking at nature. Where do you think biology come from? Somebody looked at nature. Engineering, where it come from? Somebody looked at nature. And that person who looked at nature, at God's textbook, they got the message. Then they put it together. They wrote a book. They became the doctor. And you have no idea what they were trying to do. Don't you have prophet? You can shake your head, yeah. The Christians have a prophet. The Jews have the prophet. Muslims have a prophet. Don't you have a book? The Jews have the Torah. The Christians have the Bible. The Muslims have Quran. So all these people did, these thieves and robbers, they looked at what religion did. And if religion had a prophet, Jesus, Moses, and Muhammad, and they saw how powerful these men were influencing societies, they stole from that concept, and rather than give you a prophet, they will give you a professor. Allahu Akbar. Rather than give you scripture in the Quran, they'll give you a textbook that they wrote, so that you will see them and not see Allah. And too many people get hung up on the gifts, my car, my home, my job, my money, and don't give the respect to the giver, who is Allah. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So we've been distracted by things. I got to pay my rent. I got to do this and other. We're distracted, chasing after material things that Allah wants us to have. Allah wants us to have the car, the suits. Allah wants that. But we turn around and make these things ilah. We make these things gods. I'm not talking about you in here. I'm talking about the society at large. Can you imagine some adults walking around with the milk bottle they had when they was in the arms of their mothers? Wouldn't that be ironic? He's walking around now, he's 70 years old, still got the milk bottle. You know what I mean? Let's just say the other thing, which was the original breast. You know, I see some would walk around with the original breast if they could. So that Ramadan, it comes to put us back in charge of what Allah wants us to be in charge of. See? The Ramadan, look, I can't eat in the daytime. I can't drink anything in the daytime. What is that doing? It's a gift. It's a gift. What do you mean it's a gift? Allah is showing me that I am not the physical body. Takbir. That's what Allah is doing. If I can't eat anything, I still have an existence. And I'm coming into the understanding that I am a cognizant being. That I'm an entity that thinks. Where have you heard that before? Nowhere. Nobody can explain that to you except Muhammad and his student, W.D. Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. So man, here all this time I'm thinking, you know, that this is a hardship. I can't eat anything. Ooh, this is hard. I can't drink anything. This is hard. It's hard not to know that you are a mind. That's the hardest thing. So it says, Allah does not intend for you hardship. He intends for you what? Ease. Is that your Quran? That's your Quran. What you mean? I don't understand what it's saying. It's hard for me not to drink water. It's hard for me not to eat food. Listen, it's hard for you to be a drug addict. It's hard for you to be an alcoholic. And I can blame all these other negative things. You follow now? So, the hardship that Allah is bringing you out of is the corruption in the society. That's the hardship. And to come into this is the ease. Because I'm no longer an alcoholic. I'm no longer a drug user. I'm not driven to steal money from my mother and my father. Because Allah has given me the power. Because I obeyed Him in fasting, He has given me victory over my flesh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahu Akbar. So look, if you go to college, show you how they steal from our religion. They do it all the time. And that's why they're so successful, because they borrow from the Quran and Hadith. Yeah. You know, when you go to college, they say there's the ID. When you went to college, some of you know what I'm talking about. There's another, this big polysyllabic concepts in college. The id, the libido, the ego, the superego, right? But the first one is called what? The id. Spell it ID. You have no idea, you would have no idea. They got that from Muhammad the Prophet, who established our Eid. E-I-D, we spell it in Arabic, phonetically in English. You understand? There's the Eid, they say, in your nature, and then there's the Eid of Muhammad the Prophet. Which came first? Was it the Eid in world thinking, or was it the Eid in Islamic thinking? It was the Eid. It came first. And then these people came into college, collegiate understanding. But Muhammad brought the hikmah. He brought the logic, the wisdom, the insight. A man who was not taught by any rabbi, any sheikh, any priest. Nobody taught him. So, well, where did he get the knowledge from? Go ask Moses where he got his knowledge from. Ask Jesus where he got his knowledge from. They say Jesus was 12 years old, went into the temple and confounded the rabbis. Who taught Jesus? Yu'allimukumullahu. It is Allah who teaches every single one of you. That's the Arabic phrase in the Quran. I think that's Surah Al-Baqarah, I think. So, who taught these prophets? Was Allah Himself. Showing you that Allah does not depend on a collegiate secular knowledge. Well then, how did Prophet Muhammad get his information? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He read the universe. Everything in this material universe is a word. And the average human being cannot read the words. Like when he was a child in kindergarten, he couldn't read the words there either, could he? There's no kindergarten child, first grade child can read words. But there's words there. You understand what I'm saying? Some people can't read these words. These words are what? Arabic words. So if you can't read English words at some point in your early life, if you can't read Arabic words sometime in your life, then you should understand that human beings cannot read the words that Allah has placed in the whole creation. The tree is a word, the rock is a word, water is a word, air is a word, wind is a word, Venus is a word, the sun is a word. But do you know how to read it? I'm speaking to not just Muslims, I'm speaking to all human beings. So going back to this it now. So what is this it? This it is your inherent behavior, your inborn, dormant memory of excellence to obey God. That's the it. It's in every person, you know. And you'll call the Ibadillah. Ramadan comes. Look, it's like the Eid. I do this a lot. If this is my starting point, the day I was born, you know, mine is October 30th. I go October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. You see what I'm doing? And I come back what? I come back to what? My birthday. Same with yours. Okay, so that's what the Eid is telling me. And you ask the average human being, what's their birthday? March 15th, January the 1st. Right? They give you the birthday, right? But they're giving you the birthday of their physical body. When was the day that they were born as a thinker? That's your birthday. And nobody knows it. Because that's Allah's treasure. Your birthday and your soul belong to Him. So He ain't going to let you know and nobody else. Because He doesn't want anybody taking advantage of you. You see? So now, if this is the case, and it's coming back, what was my condition that I was born under? لَقَدْ خَرَمْنَا بَنِي Adam. We made all of the children of Adam most honorable and most dignified. If you could see yourself, if they took a video or a film the day you were born, after you come out your mama's womb, and you could see yourself, you would see a perfect servant of God. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Who are you? You are the obedient, perfected creation of God. Not the one you see in the mirror now. The one you see in the mirror now is the second creation. From the culture, from the society, and the nation that you're in. That's not you. Okay? There's some aspects of yourself you don't like. Maybe I'm a little lazy. Maybe I'm a liar. Maybe I'm a thief. That's not you. You didn't come in the world like that. You know the 100 attributes you hear of Allah? Huh? Ar-Rahman. Do you know what I'm saying? Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Malik, Al-Qudus, Al-Salam, Al-Mu'min, Al-Muhaymin, Al-Aziz, Al-Jabbar. On and on and on and on. Listen. That is you. You are the 100 attributes. I know you ain't never heard this khutbah like this before. Allah is only giving something to you outside that's already where? Inside. Alhamdulillah. So the Ramadan is coming to bring you back to yourself, your original self. What's your original self? You see this page up here? Do you see anything on it? You see nothing on it. It's clear. It's white. That's you. That is who you are. This page got some words on it. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Maybe some math words, some chemistry words, some algebra words. But this was first. This was the foundation upon which you put words on. Allahu Akbar. Wow, man, this is something to understand. It's truly something to understand. When you go to Hajj, don't we men have to put on white top and a white bottom? Shake your head, yeah. You can't talk, but you really shake your head, yeah. Why do you put on a white top? Why did you put on a white bottom? Because if you make Hajj and you make Arafat, Muhammad said it will be as though you were born as a brand new baby. Am I right or wrong? Okay, so it is telling you you're going to wear this white robe now because that's what you had when you came in the world. Ramadan is just trying to take you back to your real self, to your innocent self, to your pure self, to your sinless self. And if you die during this month with the intention of fasting, even if you're sick and you can't fast, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said you go straight to paradise. First class, non-stop. Might be the pilot. Back with her. Woo! Good God. Excuse me. Y'all making me emotional. And look, if you're going to get emotional at this time. that God has bring me back to myself. I've worried about myself. Am I going to die and go to hell? Do I have to do this here? So on and so on. So all of us got different things we're worried about. But if you take the fast of Ramadan sincerely, Allah will put an angel here at your ear here. He'll put an angel here at this ear. He'll put two angels in front of your eyes. He'll put angels in front of your nose and an angel in front of your mouth. And no corruption can get in there. I'm telling you the truth. Oh, I can't see that. Can you see the lungs in your chest? Oh, you don't believe in unseen. You don't see your lungs, but you believe in it. Can you see your kidneys? No, but you believe in it. So I'm telling you, there are entities more real than what you can see with your eye. Allahu Akbar. So this is the religion that stood up whole entire nations. This religion of Islam straightened them out, stood them up. And Allah is He, God, who is non-material. He needs nothing of the material world. Allah, this is who we worship. Okay? He is the influence behind everything. Allah. And when we look at the beauty everywhere in the world, you look out here, the beautiful sun, the beautiful sky, and then you look at a beautiful woman and a handsome man, that's a reflection of what's in Allah. If you got a beautiful wife, you surely should say, thank you, Allah. If I want to see how beautiful Allah is, all I got to do is look at the women He made. If I want to see how handsome Allah is, all I got to do is look at you brothers. Some of you 800 years old, but you look good. Woo, I want to kiss you. Especially during Ramadan. Woo, you ought to see. Sister, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about these hard dudes. They're trying to follow the deen, and their goodness and obedience to Allah is coming through their skin. Some of them looking at them, their faces are shining like they put Vaseline on. That's Allah's testimony. That He will prove to you that He's God before you die. Alhamdulillah. And Allah tells you in the Quran that you are supposed to get your heaven now and in the hereafter. You're supposed to get your heaven now and in the hereafter. Are you listening? You're supposed to get your heaven now and in the hereafter. And the pioneers, I thank Allah for you. I thank Allah for you who will not walk away from here unless you go to establish another masjid for Allah's pleasure. This is number one. This is where it all started. Right here. Alhamdulillah. Then you take pride in it. And Allah is the one, He's eternal. He always existed. We say He's as-samad. That's one of the attributes for Him, as-samad. And it means that He resists anything that tries to influence Him. See, a pretty woman might make me do this here. I'm influenced by her. You see what I'm saying? A big stack of money make me look twice. There's nothing you can give Allah to influence Him. You can't make Allah happy. You can't make Allah sad. None of that. You can't kill Him. Allah can't be born. How's He going to be born? The thing He got to come through is too small. Heck, you could hardly get through it. Ask some of your mothers. My mama said I drove her to a knee on the floor. That's why every chance I did wrong, she beat hell out of me. Wow, that's what you did to me. Yeah. So man's destiny is determined by two realities that Allah created. Number one is Allah's will. So who are you? Mary, John, Rahman, Nasir? Is that who you are? No. You are the will of Allah. I say that again. You are the will of Allah. He willed you into existence. And Allah is going to stay with you until you carry out His plan. Listen, the sun is there, right? Allah is with that sun because that sun must do a particular thing. So He's going to stay with it until it reaches its max. You know the engineer, he got a piece of paper, he draws his plan on the blueprint. You know what I'm trying to say? And he will stay with the blueprint, won't he? I'm talking about the engineer. And then when they go to start to build whatever he's planning, a house or a car, whatever it is, right? He's still there. And he stays there. Through the blueprint and through the building. Now, listen. There are some people say, well, if you do wrong, Allah going to punish me. Allah not going to punish me. He is and he is not. Oh, you're playing with my mind. You're playing games with my mind. No, sir. No, sir. You know the builder who builds an elevator? He might have built that elevator 30 years ago. Does he stand there and make sure it go up and down? Mm-hmm. He built it and he walks away. I'm talking about the engineer that made the elevator. Are you listening? Mm-hmm. Then you can get on that elevator. And the elevator will take you up and take you down. Will it not? Does he have to stay there to get it to be done? No. So Allah has made you the same way. You have laws in you. And those laws in you, if you follow them, they will raise you up like an elevator. And Allah ain't nowhere around that you can see him. And if you disrespect the laws, it will take you down. You ain't say, well, why are you going to take me down? If you worship something other than Allah, and you know it's wrong, then Allah will use the thing that you are worshiping to punish you with. Ain't that fair? Because you can't be reached by anything else. You can only be reached by the wine bottle. And you do whatever it says. And we say, don't drink that wine. You say, no. So you gonna obey the wine bottle rather than obey us. I ain't talking to you here. This is going on the internet. They need to hear this. To take the spook out of their mind. You see what I mean? So what does God do? Says, La ikraha fi din in Islamic religion. Allah says, let there be no force in the religion. So God is not going to force anybody to obey him. Allah made you perfect, and the perfection and the standard of your excellence will make you obey God. I don't see what you're talking about. That's too hard for me to understand. Listen, if you drink whiskey and you don't respect people giving you warnings, your liver will come down with cirrhosis. Next thing you know, you're in the hospital. And what is the purpose of this? What is the liver trying to do? Yes, it's punishing you, but it's trying to get you to straighten up. It didn't kill you. It's just trying to get your attention. Hey, stop it, hey. It's talking to you, but we can't hear. Then the man keep on going, he's foolishness. Next thing he had a heart attack. Now he got cirrhosis of the liver, and he got a heart attack. Oh, Allah's punished me. Allah is not punishing you. It's your heart and your liver correcting you. Can you see the mercy of God? That he didn't kill the person? That even the punishment is a help for the person? God, oh, I love this religion. It helps me to see life as it should be seen. It shouldn't be seen as a punishment. It should be seen as a help to try to reach my conscience, to bring me back to the state that I was in before I smoked the cigarette and got lung cancer, and alcohol before I got cirrhosis of the liver, on and on and on. So here's the month of Ramadan coming back to give me self-control and self-mastery so that I don't have to go down that road of self-induced punishment. Well, that's Allah's mercy. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, the beneficent God. They're recording this, and I pray that you record it, make copies, and sell it, and keep the money in the masjid. And give it to your friends, Christians and non-Muslims. They need to hear it. Well, where do you get this insight from? The Quran. Wow, who else? Muhammad the Prophet. Who else? W.D. Muhammad, who showed us how to see the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad and translate it the way you're hearing it now. That was our blessing from Allah. Nobody brought you information like this from the Quran and the Sunnah. Were you hearing it explained like this? Until W.D. Muhammad, who picked up the Quran and followed the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, and he was rewarded for his obedience. Look, it says of the Quran, Fi Kitabin Maknoon, says of this Quran of the Muslims, says it is a book that is well guarded. It is the only book on the planet Earth that is the most read of all the books. Did you hear what I just said to you? The book that is most read is the Quran. It is read minimum 5 times a day by 1.6 billion people. There's a whole bunch of Christians and Jews hiding read the Quran. It's the only book that is a miracle. What you mean it's a miracle? For you Muslims, you know what I'm talking about. If you're fasting Ramadan and you read the Quran, you're going to read in the Quran something this year that you didn't see last year. And you're going to say, who put this in here? This is the same Quran, you got your name written on it, it's raggedy as hell, because you done read it. You know, I have a Quran that's real raggedy, and everybody tell me, that's an insult to have a Quran with the pages coming off and the covers all raggedy. But I said, insult? I said, that's dignity to the Quran. It's saying that it has been used. You understand? When you have a favorite truth, you keep writing, you got to sew it up, don't you? Button fall off of it. But why? Because you're using that suit. So the Quran, which you would call raggedy, it ain't raggedy. It's testifying that you have been using it. I got one that I won't give none of y'all. It's precious to me. Look like hell, as they say. I say, I'm glad it look like hell. Ooh, look how you saying something bad term. No. If you're wrong and you go in the Quran, you're going to catch hell. Okay? It burns up sins and corruption in the minds of the person. Yeah. I got people got problems. Oh, hell ain't nothing wrong with hell. I tell everybody this all over the country. Hell is a beautiful place. It's the people in it. Allahu Akbar. I'm going to tell you this. Any of y'all got bathtubs and showers? You know what I'm saying? Before you get in, ain't that bathtub clean? Ain't the walls of the shower clean? Now after you get in it, it's dirt, mud everywhere. So it wasn't the shower, it's the person. Allahu Akbar. So we thank Allah for this. So why you had to have this, say this Quran is well guarded? Because that is the miracle. They say Jesus walked on water, Moses split the sea, Elijah went to heaven in a flaming chariot. These are the wonderful sayings of the beautiful teachings of Judaism and Christianity. We don't fight them. But you can't show me those miracles. You can't show me a flaming chariot. You can't show the seas parting. You can't show that today. You can't show the footprint, Jesus walking on the water. But you can read the Quran and it's a miracle as long as human beings are on earth. Oh, what you mean? It's a miracle. 1,400 years ago, it says that we have sent water down charged. I said 1,400 years ago. This is in the Quran. What does it mean? It means that rain is not just H2O. It's not just water. In that water is nitrogen. And the nitrogen is what charges the raindrop. Once that H2O gets nitrogen in it, it wants to rush back down to the earth and find a seed and get in that seed and cause that seed to grow because it's charged with life. Takbir. That's a miracle to prove that Muhammad is the prophet. There was no man around that had that knowledge, scientist or religious. And the Quran is full of miracles again and again and again and again. 1,400 years ago. And we made man from clay, from a life germ, sperm. This is chapter 23, I think. 12 to 14. And then we made him into a clot. Then we made him into a lump of flesh. Then we made him into bones. Then we covered the bones with flesh. And after that, we created another creature. Those are the steps. If you go to medical school like I did, you will read it in a course called embryology. And the same stages in the Quran, they got it in that medical textbook. Because they're so fascinated. They said, how did this man know these steps? And so they went into the steps and found out that what he said was the truth. Allahu Akbar. It's the name of that medical book is Keith Moore. I know they're Christian medical students. Listen. Go back and study Keith Moore. I forgot what page it is in the book, and you'll see in there, in that book of embryology, they have the steps of the creation of a human being from the Quran, which is exactly what you learn in medical school. That is a miracle. And you showed me a professor that had that before Muhammad the Prophet. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May God exalt him. Give him his wonderful place. Well, why you say so much about Muhammad? Because Muhammad represents all the prophets before him. And when you give him respect like that, you're giving all the other prophets respect also. Alhamdulillah. So why you have to say this about your Quran? Because you can't change it. They have changed other religious scriptures. I'm not going to say the names because I don't want to hurt no religious community's feelings. But I'm going to tell you, study the history of your own tradition, and you're going to find that they compiled your scripture 400 years after your prophets died. 400 years later. This is what the scholars of your faith tradition will tell you. But you have to be behind closed doors now. They ain't going to tell you in public. And then they tried to tell me I was on a conference in a college. Beautiful men. And one of the lecturers, he's a beautiful man, beautiful Christian, beautiful Jewish rabbi, good-hearted people. I was just impressed with them. But he said, our scriptures were formed together 400 years after our prophets died. Both of them agreed. Then one of them told me, and your Quran was written 215 years after Prophet Muhammad. I said, oh no. I said, and I'm going to prove this to you, what I'm going to say. I said, do you know the first one to transcribe the Quran was not a Muslim follower of Muhammad? It was a Jew. So if you don't like it, take it up with your own people. So they did the first writing. He was a Jew. Allahu Akbar. And I said that the Quran was compiled while he was alive. They would write what he said. And he would tell them, this goes in the first chapter, this goes in the second. He would tell them where it would go. Then he passed away. And then Abu Bakr was urged, I think, by Umar Uthman to put it was in leaves of papers, separate, like this, separate, on leaves, on tablets, scattered everywhere. So Abu Bakr said, okay, I'll put it together. And so as they were putting it together, those who had the leaves and the sheets of paper, some of them were putting it in the wrong place. Guess who corrected them? The ones who could not read or write, but who had memorized the Quran, told them, you're putting this in the wrong place. Type it up. So our Quran does not depend on paper. It depends on memorization of the heart. And the same way that it started with Prophet Muhammad on no paper, it was on his heart. It is on the hearts of millions and millions of human beings right now. And if you recite the Quran like I do sometimes, with the book open, and I say something wrong and I'm reading it with my eyes, somebody behind me with no book open will correct me. To show you that's the miracle. Allahu Akbar. You cannot change the Quran. I tell them all across the country, burn it up. Tear all the pages. They say, Imam was stuck for the lie. Why would you say something like that? I said, I told a man in Florida who first said, burn all of them up. He down with me in Florida. I told my community, let's send that man some charity. So they said, Nasir, crazy. I said, wait a minute. I said, we need a modern day miracle. So if you burn up every Quran, that you know on the planet Earth, it'll come back if you need it exactly in paper form. Allahu Akbar. So we need a modern day miracle. That's why I said that. Because there's nothing you can do with the Quran. Other communities right now, they are changing their scriptures. Right as I'm speaking to you, and your Quran says, and they have changed the scriptures with their own hands. They have distorted the sayings with their tongues. But it says, Fi kutubum maknun, and this book is protected. You hear me? Look at the way you make salat. The way you make salat is protected. No one can change how you make salat. You can't bring a drum in here and a trumpet in here and a choir in here. You can't do that. Everybody else, I was raised in the Catholic Church. Allah is my witness. And you know how the Catholic Church was like in the graveyard. You know how they pray like that when I was little. I went back to the Catholic Church. They got a band in there. People doing backflips and everything. I said, what the? I started to be the priest. Take it back wherever when I was a child. Many churches like that. Those religious people, they're sincere. They don't know. They don't know the way that they are praying in their houses of worship is not the way Jesus prayed. It's not the way Moses prayed. So you got to help them. Do you hear me? All of you are helping them to see how Jesus prayed, how Moses prayed. If they want to see how I pray, come and see how the Muslims prayed. And you'll know how the prophets before prayed. Oh, you're just making this up. Please go into the early chapters of Genesis in your Bible, and it says, Abraham put his face on the ground. Moses put his face on the ground. Aaron put his face on the ground. And it says in the New Testament, Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane put his face on the ground. So therefore, the Muslim has preserved the way to pray of the prophets. Takbir. So if you're a Christian and you're a Jew, you want to correct your prayer, follow the community of Muhammad the Prophet. The Muslim come into the prayer room, and what do? We take our shoes off. Because Moses was told when he went into the valley, take your shoes off, you in sacred ground. Takbir. Jesus said, I, the Master, will wash your feet. And you have to do wudu. Muslims, we have to make ablution, wash our hands, our face, our mouth, our arms, and our feet. Am I right or wrong? I'm showing you how this is the Shaheed community. It is the community that defends and protects what was done with the prophets before. Allahu Akbar. See, nobody has ever brought these points out. You don't need an Imam. You are the Imam. Allahu Akbar. Look, Allah says in the Quran, He says, وَتَجْعَلُونَ رِزْقَكُمْ أَنَّكُمْ تُكَذِّبُونَ. Translated. You know what it means? It's telling the people who are not Muslims, do you make a livelihood out of saying that the Quran is false? You don't get what I'm saying. You know these news medias and everything, how they are attacking us, Islamic terrorists, and so on, so on, so forth, right? They're getting paid to do that, and your Quran said it was going to happen 1,400 years ago. I just wrote it, I just read it to you. That, chapter 56, verse 82. Go and you read it. Yeah, I'm trying to give you these things right quickly. I know you are bored, some of you are bored, because you don't go to Jummahs where they educate you. You go to Jummahs in blind ritualism. And you're as dumb when you leave as when you came in. So why you want to talk about that? Because Muhammad the Prophet didn't do that. After he made Salatul Fajr, he would sit with the Ummah like this, and he would ask them, did anybody have a dream? If you have a good dream, he said, tell us. Said, if you had a bad dream, spit on your left-hand side, don't say nothing. This is Muhammad said this. I give you the hadith if you think I'm lying on it. I don't lie on anybody. I don't need to lie. The truth can take care of itself. You just haven't read it. And the prophet would tell you many times that he had a dream or he had a vision. I'm reminding some of you because you're more Muslim than me. And he said that once he had a dream and he was given a choice between alcohol and milk. You know that story. Some of you saying, I see your lips moving. And then he did what? He not only told you it was alcohol and milk, but he gave you the tafsir. He didn't give the tafsir. He said the milk is the ummah that would be on the fitra, on the pattern of nature. See? What you mean? Where do you get milk from? Number one, you get milk from your mama. Ain't that the pattern of nature? And the second place you get milk from is where? From the cow or the goat. So the prophet was guided by Allah to say that here's going to be a community that's going to be on the pattern of nature. Then another one said he had a dream and milk was coming out of his fingernails. Y'all remember that? Shake your head, yeah. And the companion said, Ya Rasulullah, that. What is the meaning of the milk coming out of your fingernails? See, they don't teach you like this. What did he say? El-im. It is the knowledge. What you mean is the knowledge of milk coming out of the fingernail. It takes those who respect Muhammad the Prophet. They'll come into it. The milk coming out of the fingernails is telling you that it is calcium in the milk that makes your bones strong. See? Now how come they don't speak to us like this? They're so-called holier than us. See, we ain't the real Muslims. We the counterfeit Muslims. We the ghetto Muslims. We the black masjid Muslims. You see? They need a lot of help. They're suffering from the same racism that Trump is suffering from. Muhammad the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what did he say about this situation? I hope you don't get angry with me. He said, you will get the kind of leader over you that you are yourself. Who said that? Muhammad. So since the nation is darling, the leader is darling. The nation gets the kind of leader that they are as a whole. Why would God give a gang a priest as a leader? Or an imam as a leader? That's a gang. Allahu Akbar. So the Ramadan has returned. Look, I told you Eid. Look, see Eid, look, this is Eid. Like this here. You'll start, we're going to have Eid at the end of this, right? End of the year. Then the whole year going to go, and you're going to come back to what? Eid. Now, Eid means return. Return. This is Eid. What are you returning to in Eid? You're returning to the original person that Allah created you. Allahu Akbar. Let me read this, and I'm going to sit down. That's the first part of khutbah. I'm coming from Quran, because I'm looking at some of your faces, and you doubt me. Walaqat jittumuna, and you're going to return to us. Furada, kama khalaqnakum awwala maratan. And you're going to return to us bare and alone as we made you for the first time. Are you listening to me? So how did God make me the first time? I did not smoke cigarettes. I didn't drink wine. I didn't commit fornication and adultery. But since I have been born and in this world, I have gotten away from that innocence. So Allah gives me Ramadan, and if I fast Ramadan, look, it's going to take me, look, Eid, you see what it's doing? It's going to take me back to no cigarettes. Take me back to no alcohol. Take me back to no fornication. Do you understand Ramadan? Stop looking at it as a blind ritual and thank Allah that He's bringing me back to myself that He made the first time. I'm coming back to my excellence. And if I do it right, I will be innocent. And Muhammad, he said, if you pray every night and fast, that all of your sins will be forgiven. If all your sins are forgiven, aren't you the same innocent baby that you first came in the world with? Takbir. This is what's wrong with the Muslim world. Our imams, our sheikhs, the ulama can't explain the concepts that's rich in the Sunnah and the Quran. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. You may not believe what I'm about to tell you now, but many Christians and Jews and atheists are following us on the Ramadan fast. They are fasting just like we do, because they know this is the perfect fast for human beings. See, in their faith traditions, you can eat a little something. You can drink a little something. You can break the fast if you feel like it. You can't do that in Islam. So look what it's doing. I can't drink water, right? Or milk. What is it giving me the power for? It's giving me the power so that I will not become one of the 12.6 million alcoholics. That's the conservative number. If those people would fast like us, the 12.6 million number would start to decrease. Are you getting something out of this? I'm showing you the practicality of your deen. It will decrease to 24.6 million addicts, drug addicts. Fast will reduce that. Alone. Allahu Akbar. Now I'm going to say this to you because I'm sorry. It says the fast as it begins is in 30 days and in 10-day sections. First 10 days is what? The mercy. Right? So we're in the mercy now. What's the mercy? When you in your mama's womb, she pregnant with you, that was mercy. You got fed in there, you had clothing, you had shelter. What did you do to get that? Nothing. Look at me, look at me. Look up here. She fed you down here. Am I right or wrong? She fed you down here. See, look, your mama. Then when you come out of her womb, she's feeding you up here from her breast. Can't you see the mercy that your feeding is getting what? Higher and higher? And then when she finished feeding you here, she starts feeding you here. The highest feeding of all. Takbir. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa khalaqa al-insana min 'alaq. Iqra wa rabbuka al-akram alladhi 'allama bil-qalam 'allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam. And Allah taught man, but he knew not. I hope you would look at me. You need to be looking at me. For the world will make you a dummy. When you eat food, look at my mouth. This is what you do. Don't you do this one? Am I right or wrong? When you are talking, doesn't the mouth go the same way? So what is it telling you? Allah wants you to know that He created you to have an eating on two levels. That's why your mouth goes in the same condition as if you're eating food and talking. Alhamdulillah. You don't know this. You see this here? Look at my face. You see this? This is your jaw. You have two jaws, but only one of them moves. The one that moves is the bottom jaw. And it moves from lower position to what? The upper jaw, which is the highest. And Allah intends for you to eat violence. You can't eat food unless you practice evolution, growing higher. Muhammad, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I'm sorry, إِذْ دَخَلَ رَمَضَانَ فُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُ السَّمَاءِ. And that the gates or the doors will be open to heaven. This is the same Muhammad. Those of you who don't like me, I'm reading Arabic now. Fight Muhammad now. وَغُلِفَتْ أَبْوَابُ جَهَنَّمَ. And the doors of hell are closed. Who said that? Muhammad, not me. So what is he telling you? You want to see the doors of As-Sama'ah? You want to see them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the 7 doors to paradise. And if you're a Muslim and you respect the Sunnah of Muhammad the Prophet, Allah will close those doors so the influence of the words of Satan cannot enter you. Allahu Akbar. So why do you make your salat 5 times a day? I'm talking to the smart aleck people who don't think that we have real Islam. Why do you pray 5 times a day? You tell me if you know so much Islam. I'm going to tell you why. You have prayer 5 times a day because you're a creature that develops because of your 5 senses. So you hear, see, taste, smell, feel. Those are the 5 senses in which you are created. Your body is made with water, sticks, potatoes, but your mind is made with words. That's why your hand doesn't eat the Quran. Your arm doesn't eat the Quran. It is your mind that eats the Quran by reading his words. And the words form you in the image of the Quran. When you read it, you are created in the image and the likeness of the Quran. So I'm going in now. And when I come back here, y'all please tell the people when I'm coming so they don't have to come here and be punished. They're punished by being educated. They're used to being ignorant. Just keep me in ignorant, make me feel good, rock me. Please don't educate me. I'm telling you, you're not in the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad. You're not following Prophet Muhammad. He said, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. Is that the teaching of the Prophet? Allahu Akbar. So as I conclude now, I'm going to have to do this tomorrow. Y'all give me some time. We got to go into a lot of concepts here. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he changed the world, he civilized the world by conquering the beast in our life, in our society, with education, not the sword. Doesn't America need to hear that khutbah? Jihad, as I conclude, is not for the purpose of conquering lands and overthrowing nations. It was for the purpose of liberating the higher self from the animal instinct and to ennoble man's aspirations that is in him. This is jihad. It's a struggle to put forth its effort for education, cultural development, business, and government life. That's jihad. Allahu Akbar. Now you fight that. You come up with some shape with a better definition of jihad. You can't do it. You go crazy. Allahu Akbar. So why are you talking to people like that? Because it's time to come out of the crib. It's time to come out of Alibaba and the 40 thieves. Muhammad didn't teach that. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa. Read. It didn't say rock lullaby. Iqra, read. Iqra, read. This is the problem with the Sunnah internationally now. It is not reading. Oh, Imam, they read the Quran in Arabic better than you. I'm not talking about reading the Quran in Arabic. I'm talking about reading its understanding. You can read Arabic, but do you understand what you read? No, you do not. So you're not reading. Allahu Akbar. We're Muslims. What is our contribution to the world today? Strapping ourselves down with a bomb. We don't bring bombs. We bring Quran. No bombs, Quran. No bombs, Quran. So you wake up in the morning after sleep, you make your Fajr prayer. What you do after that? Read Quran. I don't care how old you are. I have a sister in Miami. She's 71 years old. That's when she started learning Arabic. She's 73 now. She reads Arabic anywhere in the Quran she wants. So we got little babies, little grandchildren running around here. You get you a Hafiz school in here and start teaching them children, small as they are, the Quran. I'm telling you what to do. You do this, Allah is going to turn this community around. What's going to be the salvation for this masjid after we die? If you don't have the Quran and them little babies, you're going to lose this masjid. The protection for this masjid is the Quran. This is its protection. Allahu Akbar. So forgive me for talking long like this, but this is Jummah. And we don't live in Saudi Arabia where everybody is a Muslim and pray all the time. We live in the middle of hell. And everybody else has you 24 hours a day. We only got you 30 minutes or 40 minutes one day. So we have to do the best we can. Allahu Akbar. So may Allah reward you. Allah is my Lord. Muhammad is my prophet. Islam is my religion. I prefer Allahu Rabbi. I prefer Allah as my Lord. Raditu Islami Dini. I prefer Islam as my religion. Raditu Muhammad Nabi. And I prefer Muhammad as my prophet. Allahu Akbar. You're a wonderful community. If you die now and you fast in Ramadan, you go straight to paradise. I don't care how old you are, I don't care how young you are, I don't care what sins you committed in the past. Allahu Akbar. You're a heaven-bound community. Allahu Akbar. So I think if you have something tomorrow, I'll be here if you want. And just have me a blackboard. That's the only thing I ask. And if you got a PowerPoint, something to do PowerPoint, you see what I'm saying to you much better. Because I'll show you the scientific proof of what I'm saying. Allahu Akbar. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Ameen. Pray for me and ask Allah to forgive me for speaking too long.
Takbir! 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 Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala falah. Kad qamatis salah. Kad qamatis salah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
Allahu Akbar. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون. فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر الله. سبحان الله. Thank you, and our Imam, Tawheed Rashad, great strength, beautiful personality for this community. He's been tailor-made.
Assalamu alaikum. Excuse me, believers. Again, Ramadan Mubarak. This is a